I will now show how to do data entry into a new bill of materials. What I should mention though is if you are to duplicate a previous job or a master job, it automatically duplicates the bills of materials and all of the work orders and all of the line items that go along with those records. But we created a new job, so I'll go ahead and start by entering a bill of materials title. So I'll just give this test BOM for job J1032. And then to navigate to this bill of materials, I click the small square button to the left of the record. And then we land on the bill of materials view, where to do data entry I'll want to go into the BOM build, and it creates one assembly record, and I'll go ahead and change that title to just ASSY1, and then I can create some additional assembly records, so I'll go ahead and click Add Assembly. And we'll call this second one ASSY2, and then I'll click add one more assembly, and we'll call this assembly 3. And then to add materials records to these assemblies, I select the assembly I wish to add materials records to, and I'll click Add Component. And this will bring a drop down of all the inventory components, and I can filter this list by clicking Filter Inventory List. So now I'll just show maybe all batteries, and click in the parts field again and select a battery, and I'll switch this back to all to show all inventory items for the next component I add. So now I want to add this next component to assembly 2. Click Add Component, and I select the component. I'll go ahead and add one more. If I try to add component while I have a part record selected, it'll give me an error saying you must select an assembly record first. So I'll select this second assembly again. I'll click Add Component. Oh, I didn't select it yet. I selected the materials record again. Okay, so now I selected this second assembly, and I'll add component, and I'll choose another materials item, and then for this last assembly I'll go ahead and choose add a component part to that. And then you can see if we go to the bill of materials view, you can see we have a little bill of materials, and you can expand and contract the assembly records by clicking on the assembly, and you could expand and contract all by clicking these arrow buttons. But now I'll go back to the BOM build, and then I'll want to enter a quantity for how many parts are used on each bill of materials. I'll say 4. Usually it's probably just one part, but I'll just say 4, 2, 2, and 1. And what this does is it multiplies the quantity for each BOM multiplied by the run quantity. So you can see the run quantity is 5 times 4, so we're using 20 pieces on this run. And that's basically all you have to enter to create a estimate for a quote. One thing I would mention is you can go into the expand window size, which gives a larger view of the bill of materials, which might be a little nicer to work in, and that's where you can set the BOM levels and the sort on the BOM. If you want to, on the bill of materials view, give indentation, and if you want to modify the sort just defaults to the assembly ID first, and then the as the materials records were entered second for the sort order. But now I'll go ahead and reduce window size by clicking the button down in the right hand corner, the bottom right hand corner. And now we'll click on the job details and then go to the job cost, and you can see now under the sum estimate / actual raw materials cost we have the total cost of the materials on this job to date, and then that divides by the run quantity to give a estimate unit cost or an actual unit cost. And then this data will be set into that invoice or quote line item. But before we do that, we want to enter some labor costs on this job or estimate.